Hello, everybody. Before we get into the video, I just want to let you know to use my code in my bio for 30% off premium sports betting picks with Trident DFS's betting Discord. Uh, we've been having some big wins recently, and make sure you get involved right now before the price goes up. Uh, let's start immediately with the Thursday night game. Cincinnati traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Baltimore is favored by 6 points, and we've already seen these teams play each other so far this year, and it went to overtime. And I would like to pick the Baltimore. I would like to pick the Ravens here because they're just a hot team and the run game is on fire. But I really liked how Chase Brown looked last week as the full bona fide RB1. And obviously, I just like how Joe Burrow looked. So I'm going to go with the Bengals here +6. So I'm picking the underdog here. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Okay, Bengals +6 for you.
Yep.
Um, yeah, well then I'm gonna go with Baltimore -6. Baltimore is just a machine in the regular season, man. I just they never lose. They do lose, but I just feel like they destroy everybody, especially in like big matchups too. Other than when they play the Chiefs, but Baltimore at home. I don't think that Bengals have a very good defense. I'm I'm taking Baltimore -6 in this one.
All right. Do you want to move on to the next game, which is the Germany game? New York Giants taking on Carolina.
Yep.
Um, so New York is favored by 5 points here, and it's technically a home game for the. Um,
Wait, I've seen Giants -6.5 on ESPN.
I'm just going by our graph, which I don't know what the odds. How old the odds
Yeah,
are
I'm
on
gonna
there.
change that. I'm gonna
Um,
change it.
but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants here. I like the Giants, like their defense, and I like how Daniel Jones looked. I like Malik Neighbors. I like Tyrone Tracy Jr. Like everything on this team compared to the Panthers. So yeah, give me the Giants here, -6.5 points.
Okay. All right. Um, this is kind of a tough one because both these teams suck and you can't really like trust a bad team. Um, and the Panthers just beat the Saints, and the Saints are a bad team, though. So bad that they fired their coach. It's just very hard to trust either of these teams, obviously. Um, so I am going to go with the Giants as well. I'm going to take them -6.5. I just feel like the Giants have more talent than the Panthers do overall, and I don't really trust Daniel Jones, but I trust him more than I trust Bryce Young. So give me the Panthers.
Okay. We can move on to the New England Patriots traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Chicago's favored by 6.5 points. Um,
Hmm.
I know Chicago's coming off that kind of rough, um, really rough loss to the Cardinals, but I don't know. I just really like their defense, and as much as I like
Hmm.
Drake May, I guess the Titans have a good defense too, and he went to overtime with them. You know what? No, I'll take the Patriots to cover 6.5 points here. Just gonna go and change my mind. I was gonna pick the Bears, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
the Patriots to cover here. Just trusting in Drake May and his talent.
yeah. It sounded like you were going to go Patriots at first.
Yeah,
Um,
Bears.
or Bears, I mean,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. Well, then I will take the Bears -6.5. It's a lot of points, and the Bears are not a team that you can trust with that many points. But I just think everything about the Bears right now is so negative. I mean, like everyone in the media is like, fire Eberflus, fire Waldron, and I'm also saying that stuff. But I think a lot of people are going to hop on that Patriots +6.5 and be like, "Well, the Bears suck now." and can't trust them with 6.5 points. So I'm gonna do what my mind is fading the public, which is just kind of fading my initial instinct on this game.
Uh huh.
And I'm gonna go with the Bears to cover. I doesn't feel good, but um, that's exactly why I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna take Bears minus 6.5.
All right. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. To me, I was really thinking like in favor of the Bears because I like their defense and but
Mm-hmm.
thinking about
It's a good point.
Drake May keeping it close with the Titans and the Titans have like a top 10 defense.
They
That's
do.
what kind of makes me want to pick the Patriots. So, uh let's move on
Caleb
to
Williams cannot lose. He cannot lose to another one of the rookie quarterbacks that were drafted behind him in this class. He's already got that loss to Jaden Daniels, even though it was nonsense. But if he loses to the other guy too, that's just disaster.
yeah.
So I
I
think the Bears will get it done.
I don't think they'll lose. I just think they'll keep it close, maybe within a field goal. Um
That's true.
But yeah, let's go on to
That's fair.
Buffalo traveling to Indianapolis. Buffalo's favored by 4.5 points here. I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm taking Buffalo. 4.5 points is a really small spread, and Joe Flacco did not look that great. Uh,
Hmm.
that's all I have to say. I really like Josh Allen, like the whole offense and defense.
Yeah, it's a little tough with the Colts being at home because they're a good team. You know, they have a pretty solid defense. Their pass rush is good. Um, Buffalo is just a better team. 4.5 seems. I would like it if it was like Buffalo minus 3.5 because this feels like a game they'll win like 24-20 or something like that.
Uh huh.
I don't like the 4.5, so I'm gonna take Indianapolis, just not to win, but just to cover that 4.5. So give me Indianapolis for 4.5 there.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to Kansas City and Denver playing each other. This is a divisional matchup. It's in Kansas City. Kansas is favored by 9 points. This is kind
Kansas.
of tough because I really like the Denver Broncos defense, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I keep fading the
Ooh,
Chiefs.
it's actually down to 8 now.
Ooh, okay,
And the Buffalo Indianapolis line is down to 4 now.
okay.
But
I'll
I'll still take.
yeah, I'm taking
Well,
four.
you'll
Yeah,
probably still take it.
yeah, I'll take four. Um,
I'm actually going to switch my pick to Buffalo minus 4. Then I like that without the hook. But anyways, Chiefs minus 8. What are you taking?
it's kind of tough. Now that I'm seeing they're moving the line kind of towards Denver, I kind of want to go with Denver to just play defensive ball. And
Mm,
but I don't know, man. I can't fade the Chiefs. They look really good with D Hop on Monday night. Um, so yeah, I'll take Kansas City -8.
Chiefs minus 8.
Yep.
Okay. Um. Yeah, they own the Broncos. They own the division. I know the Chiefs don't really win a lot of games by more than a touchdown, but I don't know.
They have to
I
lose at
just
some point though. That I keep thinking that in my head. I'm like, what is a team that's going to beat them? Could it be the Broncos? Maybe. I mean, this has all the makings of a game that the Broncos would win, just because it's just like, oh, they're still undefeated, and nope. This is kind of like a trap game, almost divisional game. You know,
didn't pick them.
really?
If you don't, I will. I like your argument.
Yeah. You know what? Let me go with Denver. I'll fucking pick them. I've kept their
Okay.
defense on my fantasy football team for a reason. So yeah, let me keep Denver. Go with Denver here.
Are you gonna make him your underdog pick, dude?
I gotta think about that. We'll think about that towards the end of the video. I'll see how many underdogs I pick. Let's move on.
Okay.
to Atlanta taking on New Orleans. This is another divisional game, NFC South matchup. It's in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's favored by 3.5. Give me Atlanta 3.5 here. New Orleans looks like ass, certified ass cheeks. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
really don't like how the New Orleans. I mean, they just fired their head coach. Derek Carr doesn't look good. Olave's concussed. The Falcons are
Mm.
on a roll. Tale of two teams. Give me the better team right now, the one that's competing for a playoff spot.
I get what you're saying, but I am always a buyer on the interim coach bump. I don't even know who their interim coach is for the Saints. Um,
Some guy named Rizzi, I think.
oh, he's an Italian. Oh,
Yeah, it's
Darren Rizzi.
it's the Rizzler.
Oh, this guy looks like an absolute meathead, dude. Got the weirdest looking ears ever, but he looks like he's got a way bigger neck
He
and a
reminds me
way
of Tim
more.
Robinson. I think you should leave guy like Jack Tim Robinson.
I don't know.
It's just from this
Got a
one angle.
square jaw, big neck. Dennis Allen was a pencil neck. I'm taking this guy. He looks like he's got juice, man. And he's Italian. He's a paisan. I'm always a
Uh oh.
buyer on the interim coach bump.
I might just have screwed
I'm
myself.
always
Rich Bisaccia. Is it a coincidence that Derek Carr did really good with an Italian interim head coach in on the Raiders
That's
that
very
year,
true.
and now he's going to another
He has a
Italian?
history. He has a history of success with Italian interim. He responds
And
to a strong Italian presence on the team.
Darren Rizzi was the special teams coordinator at Rutgers for 5 years, 2002 to 2007.
Oh, he's got the Shiano ties.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Marco
Oh,
and
I'm
Schiano.
I'm taking the Saints. You're going to see a completely different team.
All right, let's move on to San Fran taking on Tampa Bay. In Tampa, San Fran's favored by 6.5 points. Um, I I was thinking about picking Kansas City last week, even though we didn't do our picks. I was tempted to just pick them against the Chiefs. So I'm going to pick them against the 49ers. They were able to play the Chiefs close enough to make it to overtime with them. And the Chiefs are an undefeated team, and the Niners have struggled a lot this year. So give me the Bucks. I like Liam Cohen's offensive scheme still working even without Mike Evans and Godwin. Um, so yeah, give me the Bucks here. Bucks plus 6.5.
I am I'm really inclined to agree with you on this one. Um, it feels like a great value. Like San Fran, I can't believe they're getting that much respect from Vegas that they're 7.5 or 6.5 point favorites in this game.
Yeah,
And especially after we saw Tampa Bay very nearly beat the Chiefs on the road. I
two
thought
point
the Chiefs
conversion
should have gone
away.
for two.
Yeah,
Yeah, they should have just done it. No guarantee they would have got it, but I mean, come on, just do it. Just go for it.
it's really dumb
Um,
because I mean you're going against
it feels like
Patrick Mahomes, right? Like you got to go for two there. Sorry to get off topic, but yeah.
yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. That pisses me off. Then again, at the same time, it just feels like a very obvious pick to go Tampa Bay plus 6.5. It feels like, I mean, they're not as bad as people thought they were going to fall off a cliff, myself included. They haven't. They're a highly competitive team. It feels like a very obvious pick to go Tampa Bay plus 6.5, and that's why I'm inclined to fade it and take San Fran. I don't think San Fran's that good, so I am going to just go with that. That I'm just going to go with my initial read on this game, which I don't like to do. I normally like to fade my initial read, but
Uh,
I'm just going to do it here. I'm gonna be on the Bucks.
we're
Yeah.
both going Bucks. All right. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. This I think it actually should be a pretty good game. In terms of offensive scoring, I think it should be a pretty decently scoring game. Um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it's a very tough game to pick. I almost want to pick the Niners here, but I'm just gonna stick with Tampa. Let's move on to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh going taking on Washington. So Pittsburgh traveling here into Washington, take on the Commanders. Commanders are
Mm-hmm.
favored by 2.5 points. Um, This is kind of tough for me because 2.5 point spread is one thing, and I could totally see this being like a really, really, really close game, like a 1 point game. Um, just one of those crazy, like, oh, the Steelers get a safety or something like that. Um, and as much as I like Washington and I dislike Pittsburgh, I'm really tempted to take Pittsburgh plus 2.5 points. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know though. I think I just think you know what? No, Washington has looked so good. I think I'm gonna just stick with Washington. Minus 2.5 points is, and I'm probably gonna kick myself for doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Washington.
Minus 2.5.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to take Pittsburgh in the points. It doesn't feel good betting Pittsburgh on the road, and I know Washington's been really good, but I mean, like they beat the Giants, they got lucky on a Hail Mary to beat the Bears, they beat the Panthers, they lost to the Ravens, they beat the Browns in the Sean days. I mean, they did beat
yeah,
up on the Cardinals on the road, so that's a legit win. They did beat the Bengals on the road, but that was kind of when the Bengals were really struggling. They have another win over the Giants. I don't know. I just feel like Washington hasn't really been truly tested, or well, they have been tested and they failed against the Ravens.
yeah.
Um,
Although that was a
I just think
one-score game against the Ravens, right? Phil?
they made it. They made it close late. I just think Pittsburgh's got a really good defense. I'm going to say defense travels, and although I do like the Lattimore trade for the Commanders, that's big time.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but whatever. I'm just going to take Pittsburgh. I just Washington. I don't know. I've kind of been beaten up on some bad teams, so I think they might be overrated a little bit.
Okay.
Although 2.5 point favorite at home is. I mean, they're basically telling you that Pittsburgh's a better team. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh with the points there.
All right. Yeah, let's move on to Minnesota traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Minnesota's favored by 4 points. Um,
Hmm.
I have not picked the Jaguars in the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to pick them now simply for the fact that they've been playing good teams very close, and we have a very mistake-prone QB in Sam Darnold going against them this week, and the Jags defense has looked pretty decent, and
Hmm.
obviously Trevon Walker's coming to his own. I think Trevon Walker might be able to wreak some havoc on Minnesota's O line. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jags here because I've been fading them the past couple weeks. So yeah, let me go with the Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to jump on that with you because I don't believe in Minnesota, but I also don't believe in the Jaguars, and I think their defense is atrocious. Minnesota has a good defense. So give me the Vikings on the road as 4 point favorites. I will take that. I don't really love it, but I don't know. The Jaguars, every time I want to believe in them, they let me down. So
You picked them
I'm
against
going
Green
with the
Bay and they
Vikings.
covered though. They covered the 4 point spread against Green Bay.
Yeah, but I'll still take Minnesota.
Okay. Let's move to Tennessee, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers in LA. LA's favored by 7.5 points. I'm gonna keep it very simple. Justin Herbert's better than Mason Rudolph, and
Hmm. Is he?
Harbaugh is better than Callahan. So I just think the better team's gonna win here. 7.5 points. I think this is just
Hmm.
gonna be a J.K. Dobbins game. J.K. Dobbins. You know what? No, it doesn't even need to be a J.K. Dobbins. It's gonna be a Lad McConkey game. Um, yeah, give me the Chargers
Oh,
minus
absolutely.
7.5 here. Too many weapons. QJ, Lad McConkey, Josh Palmer, all Pro Bowl wide receivers. Not really. Um, yeah,
QJ, Pro Bowler.
yeah.
Um, I I wanna join you on that. Um, but I'm gonna just fade myself here and take the Titans plus the points. Um, I think the Chargers are like a low scoring team kind of, or low scoring game kind of team. Titans don't really score a whole lot of points. I feel like this kind of lines up for them. I don't think that they're going to win, but I just don't think the Chargers will blow them out. I just think the Chargers' offense is okay, not that great. Their defense is obviously elite, um, but I just think Tennessee will be able to keep it low scoring enough and keep it close. And I'll take those points. I kind of like it. Um, game's got an over under of 38.5, which
Oof. Yeah.
is the lowest. Okay, so it's the lowest, so that it's tied with the Bears and the Patriots game. Um, so basically, they're just telling you that they don't think the Titans are going to score points basically in this game. Um, and I don't dispute that. I don't think the Titans are going to score many points, but I'm gonna take them with the points here. I don't know. I kind of like them getting some points. Just don't lose by more than a touchdown.
All right. Let's move on to Philly at Dallas. Uh, Dallas is Philly's favored by 7 here, in
Uh-huh.
Jerry's world.
Yeah.
But Dak is not supposed to play. He's got some sort of hamstring tear, I think, or something. Um,
He's going on IR.
yeah.
Cooper Rush
So
is already confirmed to be starting.
yeah. So knowing that, knowing this is a rivalry game, and I'm pretty sure CD's hurt as well. Give me Philly
Hmm.
-7. I mean, they have freaking Saquon. Cowboys defense hasn't looked great. We obviously know the Eagles have the Avengers on offense. I think this will be a blowout. Philly -7.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, leave it to Nick
I'm
Sirianni
gonna go.
to run up the score. So I have no worries about that 7.
And obviously we don't like Nick Sirianni.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, Dallas, I mean, your quarterback, Dak Prescott, is watching the game and saying we suck. They're horrible. And Philly's actually playing really well right now. It looks like Nick Sirianni's stupid little haircut trick worked, shaving
yeah, he
his head.
shaved his head.
So I I can't come up with any good reasons to take Dallas, even though they're at home, even though they're getting 7. I just can't come up with any good reasons to take them in this game. Um, yeah, Eagles -7. That's my pick.
All right. Now we're gonna move on to this is a really close spread. The Jets are
Hmm.
traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Cardinals are favored by 1 point here. Um, I know the Jets are traveling cross country, and this is a late window game, so time zone is not favoring the Jets. But
Yeah,
I really
this line
like.
is actually now it's actually now a pick 'em. It says Arizona off, which I'm assuming that's even.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, considering that, I'm just going to pick the Jets
Straight up
because,
win.
yeah, I like the Jets to win here. Um, just based off of the fact that they have momentum. They finally got that win. They got a win over a good team in the Texans. Yeah, I just really like the Jets. I think they're going to continue winning, make a playoff push. Um, Kind of similar to what the Rams are doing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, going with Jets.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Arizona. I think the Jets just kind of suck still. I don't really trust them. I don't really trust Arizona's offensive line that much either, although it did hold up fairly well against the Bears. Um, I don't know. I just feel like Arizona's got some momentum right now. Um, like they're kind of a solid team. They're in first place in their division.
They're such a
And
weird team, though. I feel like
they are, but the Jet, I just, dude, I just don't trust the Jets at all. I don't that Houston win did not move me at all. I mean, that was like two Garrett Wilson one-handed catches, including one of the craziest catches I've ever seen away. And then what's his name? Fairbairn missing field goals.
yeah, but he's no
I, the
longer
Jets
here.
are the Jets don't fool you can't fool me. They still suck. I'm going with Arizona.
All right. Uh,
I'm gonna pick them.
Honestly, I don't know, man. Arizona's just so inconsistent. They look great one week, they look like shit the other week. And at least, like, for the Jets, you kind of know what you're getting, even if they don't look the best.
Yeah, they're getting crap.
I don't know. I think they're
Arizona's
improving.
won three straight games.
Yeah, against who? The CFL?
Chargers, Dolphins, Bears.
Fake news win over the
Those teams are
Chargers.
all better than the Jets.
Yeah, but then the win over the Chargers was like a Chiefs type of win where there was just some like phantom call that ruined the game. Um,
Yeah.
Bears, that's literally Matt Eberflus. Just put an asterisk on that one, Matt Eberflus. So
Eber terrorist.
yeah, I don't know, man. The Cardinals, they, I'm not selling. I'm not buying what they're selling right now.
Okay, that's fine. I
Um,
will.
let's move to the night game. This is Detroit taking on Houston. Um,
I already know what
Houston,
you're picking.
Detroit is favored by 3 points here. I'm picking Detroit. I think Houston's overrated as hell. Um, yeah, so give me Houston. I don't like how Houston's look. They might get Nico Collins back. I think they're saying something about like Nico's ready to come off IR or whatever, but I I don't care.
Let's see. Uh, yeah, it says not designated for return yet. Passes all hamstring tests, no setbacks. Didn't practice Wednesday. Team is still determining whether he will be designated for return. Um, yeah, it's tough to say, but I just feel like Detroit, and actually that line is now, oh yeah, Detroit minus 3.5. Sorry, it's 3.5, not three. It just feels like it's so obvious to pick the Lions there. Like, oh, they only have to win by 3.5. They've been destroying everybody.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's very obvious. And I think it's very hard for me to trust Houston with their awful offensive line, but without Aiden Hutchinson, the Lions don't really get that great of a pass rush anymore.
They got Darius
So,
Smith though,
I,
dude.
oh yeah, that's true. They did. Yeah, every bone in my body is telling me to take Detroit minus 3.5. So I want to just zigzag on that pick, and I'm going to just go Houston plus the points because I don't know. It just feels like it should be Detroit minus 15, and it's not. So I'm going to take Houston in the points. I'm gonna fade myself.
Okay. Finally, we're moving to the Monday night game. Miami taking on the Los Angeles Rams in LA. Rams are favored by 2.5
Hmm.
points here. Miami's traveling cross country. Uh,
Hmm.
this is uh, I like Shanahan. I like McVay against Shanahan tree coaches. These are obviously Mike McDaniel's. I think he was the running backs coach or whatever for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then he was the offensive coordinator, maybe? Yeah, he was, right? Um,
Yeah, I don't know. He does have Shan or McVay Shanahan connections, though. I don't know how exactly though.
but yeah, give me the Rams here. I just like how the Rams have been looking. They coming off a huge overtime win against the Seahawks. Just like I like Stafford over Tua.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you on that one. It just feels like 2.5 is too easy though. Like the Rams are clearly a better team than Miami. Although Miami does have Tua back, they did play the Bills really close in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm going to do the exact same thing because I feel like the Rams should be favored by double digits. Just like I thought the Lions should be favored a lot bigger over Houston. I'm just going to take Miami in the points. It doesn't feel right, but that line doesn't feel right either. So whenever I feel like the line isn't right, I always kind of fade it.
Yeah.
Um, so those, so we're good on our picks. Do you want to do your underdog pick then?
Yeah. Okay.
Which one of your underdog picks you think is going to win outright?
So I'm looking and I've picked New England as an underdog, Denver as an underdog, Tampa as an underdog, Jacksonville. Um, like I said, the Chiefs have to lose at some point. They really have to lose at some point.
Ooh,
That's 8 points. Um,
yeah.
eh, yeah, I'm gonna go with Denver. I like Sean Payton as a coach. I like Bo Nix. I like their defense. So, give me them as my underdog pick.
Yeah, that's the fun one there. I just don't feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like the Chiefs are gonna like if the Chiefs lose, it's not gonna be to Denver. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like too down on the Broncos, you know. Um, but I think it's a nice pick. It's a good swing for the fences kind of pick here. Um, I am going to take Tampa Bay plus 6.5 as my underdog pick.
That's a
I
good
think they're
one.
going to beat the Niners. I don't think the Niners are very good. I'm out on the Niners. I've been seeing this all year.
Yeah.
I'm fading the Niners.
See, I still
And
like them,
Tampa
but
showed a
oh, wait a minute. Isn't McCaffrey back though?
yeah.
Oh, I might have to change my
I
pick.
I think he is.
I might have to change my pick.
I'm not scared of McCaffrey and his 80-year-old ankle
Yeah, but
or
they'll
Achilles.
recover, dude. It's rested McCaffrey. He's been resting in Germany.
Achilles tendonitis. That's not even you can't recover from that, can you? He's
Yeah, you,
cooked.
you recover by resting. So I mean, ah,
He's gonna come back and run for 200 yards, isn't he?
yeah, that's. I might change my pick to San Fran. Honest, I'll stick with Tampa.
Who would then? All right. Well, I'm gonna take Vita Vea. Vita Vea will just keep him in check.
I hope
And
so.
I like. I think Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy.
Wow, it's crazy.
Brock Purdy has. But I don't like. I've never been a Brock Purdy guy.
I know. I'm just you saying Baker Mayfield's better than someone though. That's what's crazy to me.
I was very impressed by Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I've been impressed by him this year. I think he's a douchebag, but I mean, dude, that drive against the Chiefs, that was like just classic, like clutch fourth quarter. To tie the game up at the end there. That was just like your classic, like Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, like just marching your team down the field in the last 2 minutes of the game, getting a touch, needing a touchdown, getting a touchdown. I mean, that was like big time, especially against the Chiefs defense to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been very impressed by Baker Mayfield. I don't like him, but I'm not gonna just be a denier.
Like me with Lamar. No. I,
No, Lamar sucks, dude. He actually sucks. He's trash.
I think I've been at least pretty even on Lamar. I have said that I
You've
think,
been way more fair than I have.
yeah, I think I've been giving him his props, even though I've been saying, like, hey, he's got the best running back in the NFL right now.
I have, yeah, no, I won't give Lamar credit for anything.
It's hard to argue when he
Yeah,
gets like 5 touchdowns. Although I will say there was that one game. This is just going off on a little bit of a tangent here. That one game against the Colts with Carson Wentz like 3 years ago, and Lamar had like 400 passing yards. I was so like mad because people were like, oh, you have to respect Lamar now. He was going against like the third string cornerbacks because they already were out starters and then their backups got hurt. I mean, he was torching like a scout team secondary out there, and they're acting like he's greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah, I
He's
just
the most propped up quarterback in the history of the NFL, both by his team, his coaches, and his media defenders.
yeah. Unlike
I don't give him credit for anything unless he wins the Super Bowl, and I will not give him credit. That's the only way I'll give him credit. You win two MVP awards, win a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I'm sick of the regular season crap.
yeah.
And if
Uh,
he wins a third MVP this year and doesn't win a Super Bowl, I might never give him credit for anything. Even if he wins a Super Bowl, he'd have to win three Super Bowls for me to give him credit.
yeah.
In fact, he has to win two now.
It,
He has to win a Super Bowl for every MVP he has.
he really, really just hasn't shown up in the playoffs at all. He's tied with Baker Mayfield for playoff wins. Actually, no, Baker has more. I'm pretty sure. Um,
It's because the competition's better. You have to be more accurate with the football. You have to be able to throw the ball in the tight windows. The pocket collapses just a little bit faster in the playoffs. The game speed is faster. He's not able to outrun guys as much. It's just when the level of competition increases, he just, and I also think the teams are more prepared for the Ravens in the playoffs.
yeah,
I don't
that's
think it's
true.
a fluke that he's lost all these playoff games. I really don't.
No, and he, and I,
Also, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just like, and I think, I mean, if you look at the teams he's beaten in the playoffs, beat the Texans with rookie C.J. Stroud, like
Yeah,
that's not a very impressive win to me. I mean, sure, you blew like the
no.
Texans blew out the poverty Browns.
Also, they had the best defense in the league last year.
Yeah, and
Not
uh,
nearly as good this year, but
well, they lost. What's his name? The guy who's coaching the Seahawks now. I forgot his name.
McDonald. Yeah.
McDonald. Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
very. He's
Yeah.
a very good coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Also, just kind of off topic, but if the Chiefs win the next two games, there's a very good chance they go undefeated. They play the Broncos, then they're at Bills. That's gonna be tough, but I mean they own the Bills. Although the Bills like beat them in the regular season, don't they?
I think so. Although I'm trying to remember, did they? Oh yeah, they did beat him. I think last year, right? I think that the team they lost
Yeah,
to
they did.
last year was the Eagles in the regular season. Um,
Yeah, let's
if
see.
they get past the Bills, dude, they're going undefeated. Like unless they play the Lions. Do they play the Lions in the regular season?
They don't. They don't. After the Bills, it's Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers, Broncos. Now it's at Steelers on Christmas,
That might be a Steelers.
at Broncos.
Dude,
Maybe the Texans will be healthy by that point.
maybe Jameis just decides to have a 5 touchdown game. He just decides to grace us with his good side and smokes them. It is in Cleveland.
The Browns just beat the Ravens and the Chiefs in the same season, despite being asked.
Stranger things have happened, dude. Stranger things have happened. I mean,
True. Very true.
the Raiders beat the Ravens this year. I mean, people forget that because it happened in week 2, but I mean, the Raiders literally beat the Ravens with Gardner Minshew as their starting quarterback. So,
And they beat the Chiefs last year.
yeah. So, I mean, I've already picked against Baltimore this week. Really just
Yeah.
think I really just think speaking on Baltimore, and I don't think Baltimore's going to win the Super Bowl this year. Like we've said, he's a choke
Hell
artist.
no.
If I had to make an early Super Bowl prediction, I think we were talking about this in our last prediction video. Um, it would be Bills. Actually, I don't even know if I could pick against the Chiefs right now. So I'll do AFC or NFC first. I'm going to go with the Lions coming out of the NFC. Um,
Yeah.
and taking on the Chiefs. I think it would be a Lions Chiefs Super Bowl. Red versus blue. Classic matchup.
Yeah, that is definitely feeling like the most likely outcome. I would love to see a Bills Lions Super Bowl just to ensure that one of those teams gets their first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. Until Josh Allen beats Mahomes in the playoffs, I can't pick it to happen. So I'm with you. Chiefs Lions, it's very chalky. They're both in first place in their respective conferences. They'd both be the one seeds right now. Um, if the season ended today. But I mean, did Lions have a plus 110 point differential? The next closest team is Buffalo with an 87.
Wow.
The Lions are, yeah. So you want to go to the two highest point differential teams.
Yeah.
Actually, the Chiefs are fifth in the AFC in point differential at plus 56. They're behind the Bills, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Chargers, and then it's Kansas City at plus 56. And it's surprisingly the Broncos plus 22 right behind them. Although they and that's after they just lost by like 30 to Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Broncos Super
Denver
Bowl. Broncos
Super
Broncos
Bowl
beat the
confirmed.
Chiefs, dude. If they beat the Chiefs,
Broncos beating the Chiefs in the playoffs confirmed.
no. If the Broncos beat the Chiefs this week, I'm picking them as a wild card team. I'm just going to. They're going to be in my projection. They're projected to make a playoff spot.
I mean, they have a winning record right now. Somehow,
They were competing for a playoff spot with Russ last year, so uh,
yeah, they were.
I don't doubt that they can compete with Bo Nix as long as Bo Nix continues to improve. Um,
Hmm.
they kind of had a blowout loss, but you know anything can happen. This is the NFL.
Yeah, it is the NFL, and the NFL is crazy shit league.
I
Crazy
got
shit happens.
I have one more um, segment we can do really quick. I was thinking about it. Game of the
Yeah,
week. What do you? We'll just pick our favorite game of the week. Um,
yeah,
no points or anything. Just discussion point. For me, looking at it's between two games really. Um, Cincinnati at Baltimore. Obvious. It feels like an obvious pick to me because we've already seen that game was a banger when they played. Um, so that's a very one of the choices for game of the week for me, and the other one is kind of I don't know really. I was gonna go Sunday night game, the Detroit at Houston, but
hmm
depending on how the Texans offense looks because it's kind of looked lackluster recently.
yeah. They have no offensive line. Like literally, they don't have five. They don't. They just five traffic cones out there. Five matadors, dude. Their offensive line is literally just five matadors.
Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll go Thursday night game of the week.
yeah. I mean, it's a good pick. I'm gonna pick San Fran versus Tampa Bay because I have Tampa Bay winning that game outright. But I think it'll be a fun and high scoring game. So yeah, give me when the Bucks beat the Niners.
Do you mean when
That will be my game
McCaffrey
of the week.
runs for 300 yards for the first time and destroys the Bucks, even though I picked them?
I was gonna say you did pick the Bucks, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Um, yeah, I have a
Yeah,
bad
he
feeling about
that
this game to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it with um, McCaffrey
you
back,
want to switch your pick?
well, he might be on a snap count. I don't know if they're gonna just unleash him like they would.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean at Tampa Bay plus 6.5, they don't have to. I'm the only one who needs them to win,
it's true. Yeah, you
right?
know what? I'm gonna switch to Niners. I think, yeah, I think just picking the Niners makes more sense to me now that I'm thinking about it more and more. I know I gave a lot of good points about they played close against the Chiefs, but To be honest,
Yeah.
I think it's less about playing close and it's more about their defense being able to get stops, and their defense has not been able to get stops this year. The Bucks, with all these injuries,
Yeah.
especially,
Yeah.
they haven't been able to
They
get
made
stops.
Mahomes look like a good quarterback, dude.
Yeah, it's Todd Bowles' defense works when there's pieces around. When there's no pieces around, it doesn't work a lot. So, especially with holes at linebacker, which they have, especially at middle linebacker, they have Levante David, who's great, but KJ Britt and
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of holes. I wanted them to trade or pick up a cornerback or something. Like, not even a big pick like Greg Newsome or something. I thought that would be a great pick for them. Um, but, they didn't make any moves at the trade deadline, and that's done. So
Yeah.
that's about all I have to say on the Bucks secondary.
Yeah. You can't move me, dude. I'm still taking Tampa.
Okay. So
I'm a
that's your game of the
certified Niners
week?
hater.
Your Bucks
That's my game of
Niners.
the week.
And
It's
I
going to be 34-31, Tampa.
and Baltimore is going to win 53-51. I'm just going to manifest that we have an awesome game. No,
Oh, hell yeah,
since
dude.
he's gonna
That's
win.
that's what we want to see.
We just
Yeah,
70.
come on.
We need Joe Burrow.
77-0 Cincy.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna get Cincinnati winning
Confirmed.
92-0.
Yep,
Uh,
absolutely, dude.
Other than that, though, I think we're done with all our predictions, game of the week, and underdog of the week. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys
Yeah,
for
we could
watching.
probably wrap it up.
Yeah, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell as well. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.